Hi, my name is Luke. Welcome to CABEC's Modeling Tips and Tricks Under the Hood series. This is my first video, what hopefully will amount to many videos, where I'm going to explore some of the features and approaches that I use for understanding what's going on under the hood and on my energy models. The focus of this series is on low rise residential compliance, though similar kinds of tools and approaches can be used for non-residential compliance as well. So today I wanted to start off with something what seems pretty simple, but may not be obvious to many of you. And it's really finding and opening some of the processing output files that aren't just your compliance report, but are kind of the some other background information that might be helpful in debugging or troubleshooting your compliance models. So I am going to open up, or what I'm going to play with today is opening up a residential sample file from an Energy Pro, and I'm going to run the calculation. I've actually already run this calculation, so you don't have to wait for me to do this. And the specific file that I'm opening here is from the sample projects that Energy Pro provides and the installation. So it's really this residential sample file here that I'm running. And the reason I wanted to show you the first step here in Energy Pro of first how to teach Energy Pro, tell it to not delete the temporary files that are produced during the simulation. And you can do that by first clicking on the calculation button here and then going down to Res Title 24 Performance. And there's this box here, delete temporary files after simulation is complete. And we want to uncheck that box. And if you're really just for the fun of it, we might as well go ahead and check the box, generate CSV output file containing detailed results. When you're running compliance, the temporary files that are referred to here, you don't really need them unless you want to kind of do some of the under the hood analysis that I'm going to teach you in this series. If you don't delete them as a standard of practice, what you'll end up with is just a lot of file clutter on your computer. And that's why it's kind of selected as a checkbox sort of automatically. And so you have to uncheck that box to keep all the temporary files. Okay, so we've run the compliance model, and now we're going to go find where those files are. So I'm going to go to, let's see, File Explorer here. I actually already have a window open, but I'm just going to open up a new File Explorer window. And I'm going to go to my documents, which is generally speaking where the Energy Profile, the Energy Pro software will include the sample projects and sort of default the results. And of course, as some of you advanced users may know, there's also a selection here in options where you can select a different folder for the library's projects and results. But I'm just going with the out-of-the-box installation, the defaults. So I go to the Energy Pro 7 user folder and I see results here. And hey, look, I see residential sample Title 24 reports. And I got this whole mess of files. I'm going to select a different view of this. So my first main point about this is that all these files are in some way human readable, meaning you can open them up and read them. So first, what I want to lead you through now is how to open Notepad on your Windows machine. And I'm presuming that all of you are running Windows, though that's not always the case. I think you can run compliance software on a non-Windows machine. So let's see, I've opened up Notepad over here. So the way I did that is I clicked on, or there are lots of ways to do this. I clicked on my Windows button here. I type in Notepad. And for me, it should automatically come up for you, but I have to scroll down here and select, the Windows Notepad app. Windows Notepad should be on every Windows machine. It is a sort of standard system software that they include. So you all should have it. Windows Notepad is a basic text editor. So think of it like Microsoft Word, and but a much more no frills, just really bare bones version of that. So I'm gonna juxtapose my windows here. Let's see, let's get the file window here. I'm gonna get my Notepad over here. And I'm gonna take this first file here, this, I don't know what this is, CTZ110S13B. And you know what I'm gonna do is just click with my mouse and drag this file over, not quite that, drag it over to Notepad. And here you go. Look, I'm reading at the top of this, and I see CalRes update, comma separated weather data file. Hey, that looks like a weather file, and you can read through all the particular factors or data that are herein in this weather file. The main point I'm trying to make here is that what you're going to get is not pure gibberish. It is something that you can really start piecing together as an energy consultant and understand what the inputs are. One idea that you might check with this weather file is kind of checking, what is the weather that your project is seeing? What is the dry bulb temperature throughout the year? How much does it match your intuitions around, the specific site weather? If there's a discrepancy there, if you're building on somewhere in the South Peninsula area, but you're still in climate zone 3, and you're looking at that weather file and you're seeing why certain features aren't getting much in the way of what you're expecting for compliance results. The weather file is a good place to look for that. The reality is we're stuck with 16 climate zones for this code cycle, and I believe next code cycle, in the compliance calculations. And there's a lot of approximations that go along with that. So anyway, that first file is that weather file. Let's just click that next one down, DHW DUSF. All right, here we go. Looks like the top line of this says include with prototype single family domestic hot water. That's what DHW means. Draw profiles and other constant domestic hot water stuff. Okay, so what I'm seeing here, I can't quite understand it, but what it looks like is, well, draw profile. So it's, if I were really to dig into this, I would find out what the compliance software assumes for what the average family is using, for the hot water modeling. How many gallons per minute or gallons per hour are used throughout the day, throughout the year. Are weekdays different from weekends? Here, look, I'm seeing this, and it looks like there's different factors. Domestic hot water for 1 bedroom. Oh, okay. Domestic hot water for 2 bedrooms, and so on and so forth. It's got all these factors for, 5 bedrooms. I don't know what it does for when you have more of those, but you can see there's draw schedules depending on the number of bedrooms you have. And it sort of makes sense. More bedrooms, you're probably going to have more people. And again, this is, we're starting to get, not understand everything what's going on here, but at least we can see how it's sort of put together. We can also see that there's holidays modeled. It looks like, they really tried to put together some kind of accurate average for, what a real family might use over the course of the year. Okay, now let's go down. Next file is a res sample analysis results. and it's an XML file, but I'm going to click and drag that over to Notepad. And I'm seeing some, it's human readable, but I have to, have to look through it carefully. And what I'm seeing here is actually what looks like is the energy model that was in Energy Pro here. I'm seeing residential example. Okay, building name is residential example. Let's see if that matches here. Okay, here, project. Here's this tag here, PROJ. That means project. Next one is name. That is residential example. And it was run in Energy Pro 7.2. And if I scroll down here, I will find out all sorts of, what is actually coded into the input model from this Energy Pro surface model, and what goes into the compliance engine once Energy Pro runs it. And I'll see all sorts of things. I'll start be able to piece it together what's going on here. There's a zone tag, and underneath the zone tag, there's a name, first floor zone. All right, that should match this one right there. Not all these will match one for one, but you should see a lot of similarities here, is the point. Okay. Now, so you can do that for the rest of these files. There are probably going to be some files in there that are automatically going to be associated with the spreadsheet software like Excel. And those tend to be the CSV files. So the CSV files here, CSV refers to comma separated value. And there's two files I'm going to show you here. I'm going to double click on this one. It says residential sample. I'm going to click on this one. Residential sample proposed, it looks like the proposed model. Building summary. Okay, let's see. That's opening up in Excel. I'm going to click and drag Excel over here. I'm going to expand some of these rows. I highlight the top of this and, sort of select all these columns. I'm going to double click on one of the margins here. What that'll automatically do in Excel is expand the row so that I can read everything that's written in that row. It's not going to be cut off like if it's like this. I can't read right here. So I'm going to just click on that column, double click it, and it'll automatically expand it to the widest one in that column. Okay, so there's a detailed report for proposed design. What this looks like is an even more human readable report of what building summary is. What was modeled. Front wall, first floor zone, wall type gives a wall type and an overall area. Windows. Here's the exterior wall constructions. It's a different way of reporting what should be in that compliance report as well, just in a CSV form. So, one thing I do with this is I'll take a look at this building summary for the proposed design, and sometimes I will just compare that with the standard design. Let me see, open up this one. Here I'm scrolling down, residential report, building summary. Now let me click on this one. See, residential sample, STD. That's standard, not, you might be thinking something else, but let's click on this one and let that open. So this is the standard design. So what can be really nice with the standard design is you can see this is in that human readable form, kind of what you're being compared to. And you don't have to parse through all the specific code for the input report input file for the compliance software. This is just a kind of an easy way of approaching it. So here, one thing I often am checking is, okay, what kind of water heater was modeled? And I can see here it's a instantaneous tank, 0 gallons, 0.82. Here's the input rating. I can just sort of see what I'm being compared to. And I can see the HVAC system. All right, So there's that's the building summary file. The last file I'm going to open, which is also a CSV file, are the hourly results. And this will come in handy later, where these are the hourly energy use results for all the different fuel types in each model. So I've opened up the residential sample proposed design. So this is kind of, if I were to try to put together some site energy data, if I'm doing, trying to predict, okay, what are the bills going to be on this project? I would open up this, I would produce the hourly results, and just to circle back on that, the hourly results are generated as a part of this generate CSV output file containing detailed results. And then I can look down here. I see space cooling. Here's indoor air quality, ventilation, and all these are in kilowatt hours. I see site natural gas use in therms. And I see site other fuel use here. Let me click on that over there. That is for propane. Here are the TDB multipliers. So if I wanted to multiply, create my own TDB summaries, by month or by day or whatever, and sort of see which days are better or worse, I can do that in this spreadsheet. And you can see on the beginning columns here, month, day, and hour. So I know exactly, this is the first month, first day, and the first hour. That's January 1st at 1 a.m. looks like. And it's probably a little chilly here. We've got some space heating going on. Anyway, you can start piecing together what is going on under the hood. And there's lots of interesting ways that you can use this information. Okay, well, that's probably enough for now. I mostly just wanted to take you guys on a little tour of what these files are. I'm going to post on perhaps this video a summary of the file types and kind of, at least my interpretation of what they're doing. I'll put that in the comments below in the YouTube video, and you can click on that. That's a little Google Docs spreadsheet. And I'll leave the comments function on, so if you have questions or comments, you can mark it up, and I can try to update that working document. Okay, thanks. That's probably more than enough for right now, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Thanks. Bye.